KTN News.
Thank you, Rita, for highlighting that report. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has replaced key personnel within his power circle in his ongoing reconstitution of his second cabinet. But just what has informed Kenyatta's new choice of advisors and key assistants at State House? And just what is more important to the president between professional competence and loyalty? Political affairs reporter Mureme Mwangi interrogates on this week's House of Cards. Take a look.
As President Uhuru Kenyatta comically danced to the 2017 political drums, charming voters into extending his stay at State House by another 5 years. His close confidant, Jubilee Party Vice Chair David Murathe, gave a hint of what would be the mood during Kenyatta's second term.
He's been a bit kid gloves. What I'm saying is that in the next administration, it will be gloves off, to be bare knuckles. And it doesn't matter whether you're his brother, whether you're his friend.
It is now business unusual, not business as usual.
Exactly 217 days later, Murathe's prophecy, it appears, came to pass right at the house on the hill during the first day at work for Kenyatta's 10 new cabinet secretaries.
Should you, at any time, feel the weight is too much, just say so. Just say so. There are other Kenyans ready to do the job.
3 days earlier, outgoing Attorney General Professor Githu Muigai threw in the towel, paving the way for his successor, Appellate Court President Justice Kihara Kariuki. Kihara will work alongside Kenyatta's former lawyer at the International Criminal Court, Ken Ogeto, who is the incoming Solicitor General. A pattern of changes which former State House Comptroller Matere Kereri argues should not come as a surprise.
That's a prerogative of the president to think what quality does he want at any one time. During, times of political hiccups, times of political stability and so on.
The biggest difference between 2013 and 2017 is that in 2017 there are issues of legitimacy. There is a portion of this country that has refused to recognize him as president. That wasn't the case.
And that is why he's doing internal changes, replacing people he believes that may not be of great, may achieve the objective that he has.
But with the backroom 2022 power games edging closer to the center of executive power, State House, Kenyatta faces a tough balancing act between loyalty and professional competence. His recent purge knocking out Deputy President William Ruto's close ally, outgoing State House Comptroller Lawrence Lenayapa, who has for the past 5 years handled Kenyatta's diary. Lenayapa, now as Kenyan ambassador to the Netherlands, will have to report to Kenyatta through new Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Dr. Monica Juma. Former Nakuru Governor Kinuthia Mbugua taking up the State House Comptroller's job. Mbugua, together with Kenyatta's nephew and personal secretary Jomo Geshaga, now tasked to make key decisions on the president's daily schedule within and outside State House.
The president must pick someone who is loyal to him, who will work for the president and do it as if it was his or her own job.
At Harambee House, Kenyatta's de facto gatekeepers will be the new Chief of Staff Nzioka Waita, deputized by former Solicitor General Nje Muturi.
Chief Justice.
The two's arguably toughest task being to work behind the scenes to resolve disputes emanating from within the executive, parliament and the judiciary before they hit State House. A task not so new to Nje, who was Kenyatta's point man at Sharia House, occasionally overshadowing his former boss, Law Professor Githu Muigai, on State House final word regarding key executive decisions with legal and constitutional implications. Nje is son to Mzee Kenyatta's former personal secretary, Muturi Wanje. The grapevine rife among insiders that Nje's promotion closer to State House could be a strategy to help shield Kenyatta's final term from the internal political sabotage associated with succession power games.
The president picks someone who he knows has got experience. The president picks someone who he knows is a person of integrity.
You can't say this of Nje Muturi. He had no record whatsoever of court process. Even as a Solicitor General, you saw how they bungled the Anglo-leasing cases in Europe.
Now, faced with the pressure to politically stabilize the country and still leave a memorable legacy, President Kenyatta no doubt faces a tough balancing act between loyalty and professional competence of his key handlers as he continues to steer his second term. Muremi Mwangi, KTN News.